Hello, Aquarius Nation. Welcome to your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. I hope all is genuinely well. This may be a reading that may resonate with you if you happen to have Aquarius in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus dominant in your natal chart, or if you happen to be cross-watching for an Aquarius. You might find some information in this reading that may resonate. There are a few things that I would like for you to keep in the back of your mind as you listen to this reading, Aquarius. Understand that this reading is general and that not everything that is mentioned in this reading may be a fact in what is playing out in your situation. Listen to this with an open mind. Please avoid making any rash decisions. If you'd like a reading based on your own personal energy, you can of course book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. We're going to talk about delicate topics, Aquarius and cross-watchers. Let's dive in and let's see what might be playing out for you over the next 7 days. It looks like something is requiring you to move forward, Aquarius or cross-watcher. Life is propelling you to move forward when it comes to a certain situation, because with the Death card, it feels like something is possibly coming to an end. What I do feel though, Aquarius, is that somebody from the afterlife could possibly be reaching out to you. Some of you could be gifted with the gift of mediumship. It seems like, again, someone from the afterlife may be calling you, contacting you. Some sort of supernatural visit may be taking place. We're going to see what's going on, because it looks like you're feeling confused about something that's going on in your situation, Aquarius or cross-watcher. You're confused about a lot of different things. Obviously, you're going through a transition in your life, so you're stepping into the unknown. So something is about to come to an end. Maybe you're not sure about what comes next, because it looks like, Aquarius or cross-watcher, what you're facing this week is a decision. You might have a decision to make, but there's a possibility that you might be waiting for the outcome of a decision. So maybe you're waiting for someone to get in contact with you about something that maybe you're concerned about, something that you're not sure about. And perhaps that communication might be coming in this week. It looks like, once again, your spirit guides are telling you it's time to move forward fearlessly. It seems like you might be tempted to look back on things, say your spirit guides, Aquarius. Your guides are saying don't look back. You're not going that way. So again, there's something that you're tempted to look back on, possibly hold on to. The spirit guides are saying no. That whatever situation that they're taking you away from, it seems like that situation is null and void. It seems like something may change, something may shift in your situation, Aquarius or cross-watcher, out of nowhere. And it seems like before that happens, your mind is constantly pacing, it's constantly moving, it's thinking about different possibilities, or maybe perhaps this is you. You've got decisions to make, and maybe your mind is just moving a mile a minute, maybe about something that you're moving on to. Whatever this is, the past is gone. Spirit says, burn away the past. So let's see what this is about, because it looks like it's time to explore new things, new territory. But at the same time, in the background of your situation, your spirit guides are telling you intuition and discernment are going to be important with something that's going on this week in your situation. Because spirit guides are telling me to tell you that you've got deceit. Somebody in your situation is deceitful. Someone in your situation, Sagittarius comes up. So maybe this has something to do with a Sag, sun, moon, or rising. It feels like you feel hopeless about something, or someone might feel hopeless connected to you. You definitely, without a doubt, have someone watching you. The card does say do not fear the unknown, which we talked about. You are going into the unknown. And like we talked about before, you might have fears connected to the unknown, because it looks like you're having to silence your thoughts about something. But this really gives me evil eye vibes. So I think that there is someone watching you, Aquarius or cross-watcher, with the evil eye. It looks like you might have an agreement coming up as well. We're going to see what this is about. So again, deceitful energy is around you. Someone is holding back. Somebody is keeping a secret. Something in your situation is not what it seems. So this week, your guides are telling you, stay tuned to your inner, stay true to your inner knowing. And there may be some things that maybe you want to share with other people. Maybe it's a dream, maybe it's an aspiration. Your guides are saying you might want to keep certain things to yourself, certain thoughts that you're having to yourself, because it looks like because you do have a deceitful individual that's around you, Spirit is saying maybe it's best to kind of keep certain things under wraps. So let's see what's going on in your situation. It looks like you're looking for peace. You don't have clarity. There might be certain pieces of the puzzle that in your situation where you're feeling confused. It could be about a circumstance, but this could also have something to do with an individual, because it does look like there's a person that's on your mind, Aquarius or cross watcher. Perhaps you're looking for cooperation from this person, and instead what you feel is frustration, because it seemed like peace was there before, and maybe you were able to avoid conflict with someone, and now it feels like something has shifted. So this is where I feel like you have no clarity. You got the devil that's overlooking your reading. The devil that's crowning your reading. We're going to see why the devil is there. Something might be going on with social media. Some of you might work on social media. There might be someone that's directly influencing a situation. There's definitely a Capricorn. Oh, we see what's going on. That's that whole evil eye situation. So yeah, if you do happen to be on social media, and I was telling you, there's someone that's watching you. Someone might feel like you speak or act in a way where there's a lot of influence or power. Looks like somebody has an issue with that. Yep. There's definitely something going on social media. So some of you, it seems like maybe there could possibly be an increase in followers. It seems like you're picking up momentum, especially anything having to do with creativity. Because it seems like something, if you do something creative, Aquarius or cross-watcher, this is what puts you in the spotlight this week. It seems like some sort of consistency that you're keeping is going to bear fruit in the conclusion of something. There might be some sort of event that you're planning or this sort of thing. I also feel like anything that you've wanted to bring out into from the 5D to the 3D begins to manifest for you this week. I definitely feel like momentum due to the hard work and energy that you've been putting in as far as staying consistent. Like I said, is going to yield some positive results. Or if there's something that you do want to create, it feels like, again, the momentum is there, the energy is there, the positive energy is there to bring something out. But the issue is, while you might be magnetic in this way, it seems like somebody wants your brightness to be hidden. And I think that's what's going on here with this double card. And this is what's going on with this evil eye situation. Because it looks like Aquarius or cross watcher, somebody could be a follower of yours, but it seems like you might have people that are following you and are following you for the right reasons. Constancy and hardship bears fruit. So I definitely feel like you're going through some sort of hardship this week. It might be kind of difficult for you. Some sort of obstacle might be in your way in order to keep things going, because as I mentioned to you, something about this, something that's going on in your life you're worried about. So this whole thing about this call situation. So I think if we're talking about a relationship in your life, I think that this is where the decision lies. Because some of you, not all of you of course, but some of you are in a third party situation. And due to this, because I was starting off the reading saying maybe you don't have clarity about things. Maybe there are certain things that haven't been discussed between you and someone. So maybe you're feeling confused, and maybe if it hasn't been discussed, I was telling you at the beginning of the reading, somebody around you is deceitful. So some things could possibly be concealed and not being discussed because it benefits somebody to keep you in the dark about things. So I think if this is you and you're in the thick of this right now, where you are feeling this emotional chaos, something must have happened. Something recently must have happened, because it looks like your reaction, you reacted to something. This might be someone that wants you to react on social media, of course. So this could definitely be somebody trolling you. Somebody might be saying something ignorant to get a reaction out of you, Aquarius or Crosswatcher. That's what this looks like. Because it seems like for some reason, someone in your situation is going out of their way to make things incredibly difficult for you. Why? To hide your potential. Somebody obviously feels threatened by something that you're doing or saying or your purpose. So there's definitely someone coming to throw things off. So if I haven't made it clear to you, this definitely has something to do with some spell work. Not all of you have this going on, but those of you who this message may genuinely be for, you would recognize that, because it looks like you got some obstacles, some hardships that you're dealing with. Let's talk about it. You got a third-party situation, and like I said, not all of you do, but your discernment and your intuition is definitely loud this week. It has been for quite some time. You're questioning someone's level of integrity, Aquarius or Crosswatcher. Whatever it is that needs to be known or needs to be seen, you're going to see it this week. There's a possibility that you may react because of something that you see. We talked about this at the top of the reading. Do not look back. You're not going that way. This would have something to do with a third party, and this is why Spirit is saying someone this week may need to make a decision. It seems like somebody has been sitting on a third party situation for the longest, and Spirit guides are saying somebody may need to leave a third party situation because it looks like enough is enough. This could be the same person that's trying to send obstacles your way, conflict your way, because it does seem like you feel stuck. You're feeling frustrated about something. Your intuition is telling you something. Yes, it's because you're not yet across. There's a bridge in your life, Aquarius or Crosswatcher, that you haven't quite crossed yet. We talked about that with you going into the unknown. So we're going to talk about this in the context of a relationship. Maybe you don't know exactly what's going on because, as I mentioned to you, there are secrets. There are things that are being concealed from you. But I feel like something is coming right out in the open. So whatever it is that you didn't know, there's an ancestor, a passed on ancestor, that's definitely coming into your reading this week. Because I did tell you that there's a supernatural presence around you. There might be a few loved ones that are on the other side that may come through. What is this? That's what's frustrating you. Because it looks like something may have hit you this week, okay? Something that was a setback to you. It feels like maybe it did have something to do with a deal or a collaboration. Like I mentioned to you, let me make it clear because maybe I wasn't clear at the beginning. It seems like egos could be in the way. There's something that maybe you feel like you can accomplish with the help of somebody else. So maybe let's say you did have an agreement. It just seems like an agreement kind of fell apart. And yeah, so that leaves you kind of scrambling as to what to do next. Promise you somebody has malicious intent. Somebody's energy feels off. So if this does have something to do with an agreement and you feel a bit, your intuition tells you that something about this agreement is a bit off, Spirit guides are telling you pay attention to this. Don't gloss over it. I'm trying to see who this is. Well, we already talked about there being a third party. So for some of you, that's the situation. You got a lot of obligations, a lot of responsibilities that are on your shoulders this week. So this is what this situation entails, is not yet a cross situation. Yes, there is somebody trying to do something. So you do have somebody that's trying to do work on you. It looks like this person is trying to be discreet about it. They're trying to be anonymous. Promise you, we talked about that. Someone is watching you. Do you see how this person has a cloak on? And this person has on a mask? It's more than one person for some of you. But do you see how this is like someone trying to wear a disguise? So if we are talking about something on social media, someone following you, this is definitely somebody lurking around, prowling around on maybe a phony account, this sort of thing, where they're trying to conceal who they genuinely are to kind of throw you off. So maybe you might think it's somebody else, but it's really them. But let's talk about it. Like I was telling you, you got some eyeballs on you. Maybe I was mentioning to you, you do tarot, okay? So we see it. Whose eye is on you? The Magician. So somebody possibly could be going to someone who does work, who does hoodoo, because I specifically hear hoodoo. Someone could be named after a gem. Maybe somebody's name could be Gem, Ruby, Emerald, Pearl, Amethyst, something such as this. Is what this looks like to me. Journaling your thoughts, possibly. Somebody could possibly be in the military. Come on, let's talk about it. We talked about that. What you're working on is catching momentum. You got some people that are watching you for good reasons. You also have some people that are watching you for not so great reasons. To cause problems, to cause delays in your situation. So I think that there might be somebody might be watching you to see if their magic is working. I think for some of you, this is the third party that's doing this. But I guess I said that to say this. You do have a third party. If this is you feeling confused as to what to do, Spirit is saying somebody needs to get cut off. There's somebody with malicious intent. There's manipulations going on in the situation. There's some things that maybe are not out in the open that maybe you don't know about, that's not being talked about. But in the coming next 7 days or the coming weeks, it feels like something comes completely out in the open. And then it seems like you see exactly what it is that you need to do. It seems like somebody might have the intention of going back to someone from their past, reconciling with somebody that maybe they were with in the past, and this is what they're being deceitful about. But it seems like there's some sort of obstacle in this taking place. You get what I mean? Let me make sure that I'm being clear. You got a third party situation, some of you. Someone within the third party situation is maybe coupled with someone, but has the intention of possibly leaving the person that they're with to go and be with this third party. And maybe somebody's on the fence about this. Maybe they haven't firmly made a decision about what they're going to do. But this week, it seems like Spirit is saying a decision must be made. So something is that's what this lightning is about. This is Spirit coming down again to say enough is enough about a situation. Now, I will tell you this. Some of you're having a hard time with someone, and communication has been difficult over this Mercury retrograde. So it seems like maybe there is some frustration. Maybe it has been difficult for you to really get your point across. And perhaps you really did shut down communication with someone. And maybe this is why somebody is feeling frustrated. You might be feeling frustrated. Someone else could possibly be. Because somebody's not sure how the situation is going to work out between the two of you. I do feel like Aquarius or cross watcher, somebody might feel like this is you. They might feel like it's you. You're holding a grudge. Or maybe it's the other way around. It could be your cross watcher, Aquarius, that might be holding a grudge. Anyway, it seems like somebody might need to apologize. And somebody might be kind of slow about this. Anything misaligned from your life, it has to go. That's what this lightning is. It's taking things away that are no longer aligned in your life. Somebody might be starting an argument with you because it just seems that way. Maybe they want your attention, and there are some resentful thoughts that somebody is harboring. Possibly because somebody knows that there's some secrets, or these secrets definitely come out. Yeah, it's causing some boundaries. Somebody is putting up a boundary. And somebody might feel like you're too firm with that boundary. So I think somebody does want to circle back. I think somebody doesn't quite know how to do this. They don't quite know what to say to make things better. But I think somebody might contact you out of the blue, Aquarius or Cross Watcher, to settle something with you, especially an earth sign. But somebody this week is coming across as very aggressive, or somebody is looking for a power play, and they're going to pull this power play on you. Or they might be, at the very least, be passive aggressive with you in some sort of way, especially possibly through text. Through their communication is what this feels like. So let's see, is this apology coming for the Aquarius Nation? You guys saying patience. Divine timing. I think someone realizes that they need to apologize. Or at the very least, maybe somebody doesn't feel appreciated. Maybe this is someone coming in to show you appreciation. This could be a mother figure. You're a mother and father here, so maybe this might have something to do with your parents. Maybe this is possibly a co-parenting situation. Or for some of you, it's a friendship. Maybe you and your friends are at odds, or this is you and a partner, an ex-partner, and maybe you might decide to rekindle your friendship at least, is what this looks like. So yeah, that's what this looks like. Somebody might be coming back to talk to you about some things, Aquarius or Cross Watcher. It's just going to be absolutely up to you about how you go about this. Your dreams are going to be revealing a lot of things to you this week. If we're talking about a child, expression. So there may be a child that wants to express how they're really feeling. So this could be a child that could possibly be going through some frustration in their lives. They could possibly be coming to you, especially if we're talking about you putting your foot down, you having a firm boundary with something, and there might be a child. This feels like this has something to do with an authority figure, and maybe there's a child that wants you to let up a little bit, because it looks like there's a child that wants to have a safe space to maybe talk to you about some topics that maybe they've been keeping to themselves because they fear that maybe you're going to get upset, you're going to go off on them, right? If they tell you about some things that they've been keeping to themselves, some secrets that they've locked deep inside. And maybe this is a child. Maybe they've had a lot on their mind, and maybe they do want to silence their thoughts. And you could possibly be the voice of reason for a child. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a child. We did talk about friendships, but the point is, it looks like someone may be coming to you to be that sounding board, that voice of reason, to maybe help them to think through a problem, some sort of issue that they're going through this week. You're looking for accountability from someone, or you have been checking for that accountability from someone for a while. There's a possibility they might half step with this. They may not bring full accountability, Aquarius or Cross Watcher, but they may bring something to the table. I don't know if that something is enough for you in your situation. I do see somebody venting about things. So this could possibly be, as I mentioned to you, you are that voice of reason for someone. You might be that good listener, or vice versa, Aquarius. because somebody has a lot to say about their situation this week, especially with the fact that somebody might be suffering from a lot of emotional pain, or a heartbreak, a betrayal, or there's some sort of truth that somebody is having to face that they feel is absolutely difficult. Now, this situation doesn't have to be limited to a relationship in your life. We could be talking about a circumstance, which we slightly talked about at the beginning, but let me go ahead and pull that back in, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more. There's a dilemma that I feel like you're facing, which I believe that you're going to triumph over. It just feels like in the moment you're going through a particular obstacle in life and you're feeling frustrated, because we talked about that briefly. You're not yet across. You're in the thick of a circumstance right now, and you're not really quite sure about how to get through to the other side of something. You're worrying about something. Your guide is saying there's no need to worry, because I was telling you, you got a heavy burden that's on your shoulders. Spirit, let's talk more about this. What's going on with the Aquarius nation? What are you concerned about? What's this heavy burden about? I do feel, though, Aquarius or cross watcher, some of you could possibly be moving. Either you could possibly be relocating, because we did talk about a chapter in your life closing. So you could possibly be moving, or someone around you could be moving. You got to be dealing with a Taurus. You're in a time crunch is what this looks like. Somebody is moving. I think that's what this anxiety is about. Maybe you might be getting back in the gym, getting back on a workout routine, Aquarius or cross watcher. You are. You're concerned about a relocation. You could be relocating. There could be someone that could be relocating to be around you. Whatever this issue is, it seems like you're exhausted. Mentally, especially. You're spent. Because you're thinking about something to no end. We talked about that. Whatever this is, some sort of problem is getting resolved. So if this is you possibly waiting for a decision or waiting for an agreement, it seems like this information comes into you this week. Let's talk more about this, Aquarius. It seems like if we're talking about an agreement, this could be having to do with bills. Maybe you're past due on some bills, Aquarius or cross watcher. So maybe you are talking to someone about this. I promise you, it seems like you're moving. So if you are moving, it definitely feels like people are watching you move. People may want to see who's moving in, who's moving out. Hopefully there's no weirdos around you. Well, we talked about that. Not hopefully. Well, yeah, truthfully, hopefully they're not. But I was telling you, there is somebody around you that's a weirdo. There may be more than one. Somebody could possibly be following you, trailing you. That's possible. But let's see more about this decision. Okay, so if this is, I was telling you about a past due. Maybe you have a past due balance. So maybe you might be making an agreement with a creditor about something. So this is possibly you contacting someone, Aquarius or cross watcher, about a bill. It looks like you're contacting a psychic, or some of you definitely have psychic abilities. You might get communication from a child. Yep, this is for sure your child's father. Or someone that you know that is a father. Maybe you're dating somebody that has kids, I'm not sure. Some of you, some of you are definitely traveling that's coming up. There's for sure a Pisces that's in your energy. And maybe there's some broken glass around you. This has something to do with a contract, yes. Some sort of contract might come through. You're making an agreement. You could possibly be signing on the dotted line. So if this is you moving, a decision comes through. This feels like this is an affirmative decision, but the issue is that you, like I said, you're in the thick of this. It doesn't, for you, it seems like it's the not knowing of a situation. It's the unknown of how something is going to play out that's plaguing you. Because whatever this is, it feels like you feel hopeless to change your circumstances. But let's roll it back. I was telling you, something may change all of a sudden. This is your spirit guides coming in to set something straight. And I tell you, somebody was doing hoodoo on someone. But there's a strong possibility that for some of you Aquarius as a cross watchers, maybe you do some sort of work, spiritual work. And maybe this is you, possibly, I was telling you before, there's something that's going on in the 5D, something that you've wanted, you've envisioned for yourself, and now it feels like you're bringing that from the 5D and manifesting it into the 3D. This is what's taking place this week. You've been working on something has been delayed. This week it manifests. Some of you could possibly be going to court, or something could possibly be court ordered. So whatever this is pertaining to court, a court matter, maybe it has something to do with kids. For some of you, maybe it has something to do with moving. This could be an eviction, a lien, something such as this. Like it seems like you're coming to an agreement, whatever this is that's going on with court. It seems like this is what's dragging you down mentally and emotionally. Yeah, I feel like that could be a divorce. Somebody's trying to stop something, especially if we're talking about court. Someone's trying to prevent, you feel hindered in some sort of way. Either way, it feels like the obstacle is removed this week and you're able to get an issue resolved. Whatever this is that you're worried about, it feels like there's a solution that comes in this week. And whatever you felt defeated about, you're no longer feeling defeated about this. Maybe there's somebody coming over for the holidays. Somebody might be coming over for dinner. Maybe you're happy to see somebody this week. This is the holiday week coming up. So if we're talking about your money, it looks like you got some money coming in. You got some success coming in for you. Amongst maybe some conflict issues that you're having with someone. Okay, so if this does have something to do with work, something on a professional level, okay? It seems like you're worried about something that might be going on with work. Yeah, maybe something, we talked about that before. Maybe you're in a time crunch. Maybe something needs to be completed by a certain time period connected to work. And maybe you're feeling, obviously, some fear about this. Looks like you're having a meeting. You're definitely having a get together. You're having dinner. You're breaking bread with somebody this week. This is you. I think maybe you do feel targeted. We talked about that at the top of the reading, that maybe someone's trying to prevent you from your purpose. Somebody giving you the evil eye. I think this is you at work. Some of you got some good news about a job. It seems like maybe there's some paperwork that you're getting together connected to work. It seems like you're glued to the screen at work. Like you might have a lot of different things that you're catching up on. There might be some... Okay, so since we're talking about work, we're going to go back to this reaction situation, Aquarius. I was telling you, somebody's pulling a power play this week. So maybe there's somebody that you're aggravated with at work. And maybe you're tempted to... I didn't say put your hands on anybody, Aquarius or cross watcher. I didn't say that. Listen to me clearly. But you might feel like you want to slap somebody at work this week. So maybe this is where the frustration is about, okay? You might have a little back and forth with somebody at work, but I think you might be working it out with somebody at the same time. It might be on your mind for a minute. I think for some of you, the frustration is due to a job loss. So financially, this might be what you're stressed out about. I don't know, did some of you lose your job? It seems like somebody might tempt you to lose your cool, though. To lose your temper. I think that there's something that you're strategizing, Aquarius or cross watcher. I think there is somebody that is watching you, obviously, at work. So maybe you might feel like you're under surveillance. Because I think that you work with some real shady characters at work, some of you. And I think that you kind of see what these people are about. We talked about that. Your intuition your discernment, you're definitely utilizing that this week because of these weirdos that are around you, doing their thing, being shady, doing what weirdos do. Yep. These people, they exist in the background. They're watching. I think that you're perfectly aware of that. I think you might feel that some of them could possibly be a bit vampiric. So these are people coming to you for your, let's say if you do own your own business. There's gossip around work. I don't think it matters to you like that, Aquarius. Yeah, the people think that this is why they're watching you. Some people are trying to gather information about you, trying to see what's up with you. But I think you're too busy to kind of look up and notice. You notice what's going on, obviously, but I don't think you're worried about it too much. But you might be tempted to, because it does look like there is somebody, I was telling you, somebody's coming across this week as a bit passive aggressive. And so there could be, we talked about somebody looking for a reaction. Somebody is aggressive, or somebody, especially a water sign, might be easily triggered. Somebody might be very critical of everything that you do, okay? Somebody's watching you with there's some watchful eyes around you, obviously. So I don't think you're worried about this. I think that some of you, in spite of some obstacles that you've been dealing with when it comes to work, you're going to be receiving some good news. For some of you, this is a deal connected to work. A contract connected to work. Something that increases your income, because I can't help but to notice that you do have an increase coming in for you, Aquarius or cross watcher. Something that you've been working on, as I mentioned to you, is going to bear fruit. So spirit guides are saying keep going with whatever this happens to be. You're going to be able to be on the receiving end of some positivity that's coming out of this. There might be a meeting this week that might be very important. There is someone this week that's arriving into your life to give you a helping hand. This person could be giving you a kind word, or that could be a generous act coming in from someone. But I definitely feel like your guides are, unseen forces are coming into your situation to help things work out in your favor, in spite of people that don't want to see good things happen for you. I think that somebody's definitely trying to cover something up. I definitely feel that what could be covered up is a health situation. So for some of you, maybe you're healing from something emotional, but this could definitely be something physical that could be going on within your body, because it seems like maybe you're not feeling like yourself. Maybe your energy is a little bit low. Some of you could be finding out about a pregnancy. There could be news of pregnancy around you. There's definitely greed around you in the workplace. And I feel like your spirit guides are telling you, Aquarius or crosswatcher, pay absolute attention. When you're driving, something might distract you. It might be your own thoughts. You might be lost in thought and kind of lose track of what's going on while you're on the road. And there's a possibility of an accident. It does not mean that you will get into an accident, Aquarius. You could be witnessing an accident. You could be hearing about an accident. But I definitely feel like there might be some stormy weather around you. So whatever this is that's going on with your windshield and the ability to, the visibility of your windshield, it feels like that's going to be important this week. Something connected to driving is going to be absolutely important. Maybe you're going to the DMV for whatever reason. We talked about that, didn't we? Somebody is targeting you. You could possibly be going to shop at Target. Bullseye focus. Somebody's definitely laser focused on you. Yes? But I feel like in spite of that, if you can stay focused, you'll hit your target. Something that you want, something that you're looking to accomplish. These cowrie shells and this thunder and lightning, they remind me of the Orishas, Oya, Shango, Elegua. Maybe you're contacting your Orishas. You work with deities. You could possibly be visiting the apothecary. Maybe you're making some tinctures, I'm not sure, but it feels like there's something that's going on spiritually that you're doing that's going to help your situation move along. There's no doubt about it. Endings. Some things in your life may need to end. Spirit guides are telling you, end this. Something needs to come to an end so that you can move forward, Aquarius or Cross Watcher. In spite of how much you might love something or someone, it feels like it's time for something to come to an end. I promise you. I don't know if you're taking a driving test, there's construction around you, something is in the road, something might be a hazard. There could be a possibility of there being a distraction, is what I'm trying to say. So again, watch the road when you're driving. I promise you to. Somebody might be coming to your door. Or this could be the new beginning situation here, where some of you could be moving to a new place, a new neighborhood, this sort of thing. Spirit guides, anything else for the zodiac sign of Aquarius? We talked about there being a major shift. I'm trying to tell you, careful about a car accident. Okay, somebody might be driving erratically. Something needs to end in your life because Spirit is making room for things in your life that are more aligned for you. You might feel like you want to break down, but it's actually the circumstance. This is why your guides are saying there's no need to worry, because Spirit is setting you up for a breakthrough. Again, there's some sort of an agreement, a handshake. There might be more than one circumstance, more than one situation, more than one person that might be willing to help you when it comes to a decision that might be coming through this week. Maybe you're eating a lot of junk. Maybe you're really eating a lot of ice cream. Maybe you have a craving. I think that your guides are telling you what might be a hazard in the road is a person, a pedestrian. Somebody that's not supposed to be in the road or whatever. Is there a call that you're dreading? Maybe you're dreading making a phone call to someone or this sort of thing. If this is a call that's coming through, maybe you're making a decision about whether or not you're going to pick up this call, Aquarius or Crosswatcher. That's what this looks, that's what this appears to be. But yeah, there's a fork in the road this week. And so again, something is requiring your decision. Your guides are telling you your intuition and your discernment are what's going to help you to make this decision. Not your panic and not your worries. Center yourself and ground so that you can make the best possible decision. Aquarius and Crosswatcher, you're human. You're going to have moments where you're not sure. You're panicked about what you don't know may happen next. But it feels like whatever is getting ready to happen, it's all happening for a reason. Holy Spirit, anything else for the Aquarius nation? You're praying for something. You're praying for a miracle, and it feels like that miracle this week, without a doubt, Aquarius nation or Crosswatcher, manifests for you. Spirit guides, the advice for the Aquarius nation for the next 7 days. Counselor. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. I was telling you, you might be the voice of reason for someone this week. Someone is coming to you to vent about their thoughts and their feelings. You could possibly be giving guidance to other people, Aquarius or Crosswatcher, or possibly this is what this social media thing is about. We talked about someone from the afterlife coming through, and here they are. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. So you definitely have your ancestors, your spirit guides, your whole heavenly team. They're coming through this week, Aquarius or Cross Watcher, to help you with something that you've been praying for and that you've been concerned about. You got some blessings that are getting ready to come through. Everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to, with hidden blessings you will soon understand. The thing is, we talked about that. You may not understand what's going on because you're not yet across. Spirit is coming in to expose the true reason why certain things had to happen the way that they did. So stay tuned for the answers. And stay tuned for the lesson, Aquarius, with whatever this happens to be. Aquarius Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you so much, Aquarius Nation and Cross Watchers, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, Aquarius.